And we are live. Welcome to episode 2 of the Dungeons and Derailments stream. We've got a lot of the technical issues we had during the first stream sort of worked out, some of them. Others will surely surface. But thanks for sticking with us, and thanks for being here today, ready to continue on in the campaign. We've got our full cast here ready to go, and we're going to be... can't talk today for some reason. We're going to be doing recaps of each session from the viewpoint of one of the characters. So I think that could be kind of a fun way to go about it and to kind of just get a review of what happened last week. So to do that, Grade's going to go ahead and take care of that from the viewpoint of Adri. What happened in the last session?
Right. So, a couple days ago, I went to the Weary Orchard to get a pint and some grub, where a strong man who called himself Marcus challenged me for my arm wrestling championship. Luckily, I won before I broke his arm. Some other interesting folks came to Goldsworth, two of which had convinced themselves that they were here to get rid of the bandits in the outskirts of town. A little one was named Willigan, and he called himself a halfling. So me, Marcus, Willigan, a fellow named Talon, and the two that I later found out were named Omer and Theodore blah 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 the third, set out to find the captured bandits. When we were discussing the strategy, a traveling miracle man came to town, and we helped him by protecting the cart. I don't exactly know how it's going to help us get the bandits, but I'm sure the others have a plan.
All right. And you kind of ended by working for the traveling snake oil salesman, staking out. You all had a bit of a scouting and saw some of the bandits perhaps heading to the south for that evening, but the night, for the most part, went fairly well. And we pick up in the morning after having spent the night with the cart and kind of done that work that you were there. It's now about 7 or 8 a.m. The sun has risen. It's a pretty nice day. A couple clouds in the sky that are drifting past at this point, maybe 70 degrees. Comfortable. By now you've reconvened in the inn, and you did wake up feeling strong, as you all are level 2 now.
Yay.
Now, we are doing rolled HP, and we're going to do the rolls here on the stream. So we're going to go one by one and see what the new upgraded HP is going to be. Let's start. Ada, let's roll for Theodore.
I'm already so squishy. Okay, so I am the secret.
I am.
But it's a little meager D6. So there we go.
You could be a sorcerer. We don't know.
But my thing doesn't. We'll see if you can even see it.
Probably not.
I don't know. Probably not.
No, not even. What'd you get?
It's a 6.
6?
Yeah.
Wow, best case. Nice. Great. Go ahead and roll for Adri.
I got a 6 as well.
Except your hit die is not a D6.
Yeah.
But like it's a 6, so I'm happy, okay?
All right, I won't take that from you. Scotty, you want to roll for Talon?
Okay, it's a D10, right?
Probably.
I think so.
Yes.
Who knows?
4!
4. Okay.
Oh, listen to much better.
Well, I couldn't have
Callie?
gotten a third 6.
What's
Yes.
Omar getting?
Omar has rolled a 3.
3. Okay.
Jesus.
Kendall, you can roll for Wilgan.
Ooh.
All right, let's go.
That hurts.
What do you know? I also got a 6.
Another 6. And Igneal, you can roll for Marcus.
All right, let's go. That's an 8.
An 8. So in general, some pretty good rolls. A couple that are slightly below average, but in general, really good. Nice. Y'all are going to need it.
I think I'm healthier than you now.
Great.
Probably not, but still.
So enjoying your breakfast, reconvening in the morning, feeling nice and strong after a good night's rest. find yourself at the table. The innkeeper. Y'all need any seconds? You'll come up with
I'll
some
atte-
stew or
I'll
something?
attempt to hide from the innkeeper again.
Try to blend in right there at the table.
Yeah, just squish myself in between some people.
Sure.
I think I'll pass this fine morn. Thank you very much.
Oh, suit
mean-
yourself.
Actually, I can't really pass that up. It's so good.
Uh,
Gross, more.
It is the same thing again.
Oh no, we got some fresh venison from the meat market today. Apparently had a new supply. It's venison stew.
In
Right.
in that case, I'll take some.
You already said
I'll
no.
take
Too
some
late for
second.
you.
No. It's never too late.
But breakfast is brought out. And it's pretty good. The only other people in here at the moment, one of the tables that's off to the side has, it looks like 4 people sitting at it and eating. One of them, you do kind of recognize wearing the neatly pressed guard uniform, currently having a conversation with a few other people that don't seem to be in any sort of uniform at all, but are also sitting at that table eating, but they don't really seem to be paying you a lot of attention.
What kind of things are they wearing?
Well, the one is in the uniform. The other is just general attire. Nothing that stands out as flashy or out of the ordinary. Most of them kind of loose-fitting, kind of earth tone clothing.
I'll walk over, just flexing my bicep a bit, like hoping that they're gonna recognize who I am.
And so when we were over there, can I help you?
Oh, hi! I was just walking by. You don't champion. Can I sit?
The one that you had met before, the guard kind of. Well, I suppose we're in the middle of a conversation. Do you need something?
I was gonna. I'll be 100% honest. I was hoping you'd recognize me, and then I was gonna have a challenge for a beer, for an arm wrestle, because I wanted a beer, but I didn't really want to pay for it. But clearly, it doesn't seem that you guys.
Well, I would
recognize.
never be drinking when on duty.
I mean,
And I certainly would not lose.
oh, you definitely would lose on the champion here. So, I mean, if you would want to challenge me, how about this? How about I'll just pay you the money of a beer, and then if I win, you just get me a beer.
Another time, perhaps. I have business to discuss. Oh, you said you were following up on those bandits. Did you manage to find them?
Well, we looked up in the forest and stuff. I don't think we actually saw any. Well, actually, we saw a camp, like a campfire. I don't know how long that. I'm not really the best. Talon or someone can help explain.
No, you've got this.
I'm still
Nice,
hiding, and
man.
I'm just waiting.
You've got
I'm
this.
hearing this out.
Oh, bro, I mean,
Strange
yeah,
show.
we found a campfire, because we were trying to be all like sneaky, and yeah, it might be where they go, so we're gonna check that again probably.
Oh, well, it sounds like at least you've made some progress. Is that the plan tonight, to scout back up?
I think so.
It sounds like a good plan.
I'm not the plans guy. Okay, yeah,
Can-
yeah, yeah, that's the plan. It's a good plan.
Could I?
Well,
Omar would like to see if he can tell if he wants to know this information for an ulterior motive.
roll a insight check.
Alright. Oh, a 19 plus 6, so 25.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll send
I
you a
just love
message.
the fun.
Whoa.
There's something so
Yeah.
entertaining about that.
I love it so much. The heavy 20 are my life.
You over my notes from the past session.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the guard that kind of recognized us was Brannick, right?
Yes, the one that's kind of a little more put together.
Aye. Gotcha. But
My notes for this game are going to be so useless because I'm just writing as if Theo was journaling the entire time.
Oh no.
But I do think that's probably a good idea. It's terrible the impact they've had on travelers and everyone else. If you set the trap and bring them in, well, y'all are working for that reward.
Yes, of course.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we gotta keep the place safe, you know. Not that
Oh,
there's
gotta
people who
start
are paid to do that and all, but
Well, we're paid to keep people safe once within the city limits. On the road is out of our jurisdiction. But
that's fair.
But good luck to you. I hope you manage to apprehend them. We may even set out some nets south of town if y'all will be staking out the north that way. You heard they struck to the south last night. Terrible.
Oh. What did they who did they get? What happened?
Well, there was a couple of travelers that, well, they were making their way in from the capital. Got overrun, at least according to the report. Stole their coin purse.
oh dear.
No, they didn't hurt them though, did they?
Roughed them up a bit. Didn't kill them. Didn't keep them.
Oh well, I mean,
Had a pretty nasty black eye.
Aye.
Bandits to the south. Who could have?
Do
Who would
you
have
know
thought?
who these people were? We might be able to investigate. Get some more info.
The travelers?
Aye.
They left back on the road to the north. They were heading up to the Elven territories.
So they didn't stay.
Not very long. Something about it not being safe around here.
I can understand that. Right. Oh, thank you. We'll try and see what we can do.
We
Hopefully
appreciate
we'll-
the information.
But if you do plan to change things up, and if you think they may be operating elsewhere, let us know. We'll stake out the area that you don't cover.
Right. I appreciate it. What was your name again?
My name, Reddick.
Right. Sorry. New town, new environment. I'm still getting a grasp on things. I appreciate it. We'll tell your boss to give you a pay grade.
Good luck with that. I could definitely use it though.
Alright,
So you-
Adri, darling, maybe we don't start day drinking yet. Because we have work to do.
I was just gonna order. Yeah, it's
But you,
fine,
you
it's
look
fine.
so well dressed. How do you not have how are you not getting paid well? I imagine you're being paid quite well.
Well, I mean it's a living wage, enough to stop by here and have a meal now and then, but nobody's getting rich off of it.
Right. I mean, I don't have much work and I look quite well. I mean,
so what's your name again?
Breddick. You hard of hearing.
No, not you. I'm sorry. I'm talking to
Oh.
that one. The one that just said he looked pretty good, but he's
Omar. Oh,
right.
Omar.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
probably remember my name.
I mean, if we're gonna be
I
working
mean, I'm-
together, we really need to remember each other's names.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm having breakfast here. Rudely interrupted.
Right.
Aye.
Stop circling Audrey around, away.
Sorry. By the way, I did remember your name. I'm just being an asshole.
Well, that's honestly better than what I thought the outcome was, so I appreciate it.
Right. So what's the plan for today's then?
I think we should go outside and hit the road, maybe.
Aye.
Going north.
Scout things out. Try
Are we
and,
gonna check the north out again or
Aye, I think.
south?
I mean, there was
once we leave, I'm gonna usher everyone out.
So you step out, and the roads have started to dry some from the rains yesterday. They're still a little bit soft, but the breeze blowing in from the southwest with the cooler temperature in the morning feels very pleasant. And as you go down the street, no one else is out at the moment, and you've got some time to talk.
Okay. I'm going to start leading them north. And if they'll let me, once we get a couple blocks down, I'll try to dip into an alley and walk around towards the south.
Like you're
Wow.
leaving us?
No, with you guys. I'm ushering you guys through this alleyway.
What
Oh.
have you got? Okay.
Why?
Why
I
are
thought
we-
we were going to the north. No.
Why?
Well,
What's the
you
plan?
know, call it intuition or whatever you will. But
Call it a bad sense of direction.
well, I just
North
something
is that
was
way.
off. I know, but something was off about that guy. And you know, both times he seemed pretty interested in knowing where we were headed. And you know, we told him we're going north, and all of a sudden, the bandits went to the south. So maybe it's just a hunch, but I think we should maybe go to the south tonight.
I'm saying he's the guard.
Not.
Do you think the guards would just lie like that?
I think anyone would lie like that. I would lie like that. I mean, it's something we can all do.
But then how can we trust you then if you
Well,
lie?
we
Like,
can't.
No, I trust them.
I'm confused.
They're
Oh, you're as
senseless.
naive as you are small.
I suppose so.
Well, you know, I'll actually
Yes.
do kind of back up Omer right now because I remember yesterday when I was talking to him. I don't know. He just seems off. Like, why does he have such nice clothing? Like, that's just like people don't do that.
Well, I mean,
He
he's
must
only
be
been.
good.
He seems kind of new.
You are right. He does seem like he has his clothes are too nice, I suppose. But
Maybe
Seems
he's
too
helping them.
clean for someone just scraping a
He
living
did
wage.
say he was living wage. He might be helping him out for some coin.
So we pretend to go north, then we go south.
Yes, I think that would be the best plan. And I'm gonna be honest. I would not put it past a town like this to have some dirty cops.
Aye.
okay. But
Right.
don't they usually attack at night? It's like 7:30.
Right. For all intents and purposes, we should
What
make
if
it
we
seem as if we're going north.
go north, pretend to go north, and then we could just see what the south looks like for now? Because I haven't never been there.
Right. Nor
The
do we have
currency
any
might
way
still be
to
fresh.
see what's up.
Might be able to get some.
I think
Okay.
that guy. I think we're supposed. I don't. I think we're supposed to caravan guard tonight, but we don't have to.
Yes, I mean
suppose
he
we
was
did
rather
agree.
douchey, so.
He only paid us for one night.
It
And
is only past
I
one
suppose
And
night.
as you've made it about 2 blocks to the south, you hear in the distance the sound of medicines, elixirs, cures for whatever ails you. Step
Ah,
right
there
up,
he is.
and the town is eating it up, gathered around and
Well, I
buying.
mean, I don't think he's that bad.
Right, but he's just not good either, you know.
He
I mean,
reminds me a lot
he-
of all the people that came to our town to buy and sell things. Seems quite nice, actually.
Aye.
He gave me what I wanted. I haven't seen if it works yet, but I mean,
Right.
I'm sure it probably does. He
Sure.
holds out the bottle and there's the leeches.
Yes.
For the people that are more into remembering, there's at least 1 or 2 less than there was before.
Why have you got them? I didn't see you get them before.
It's
Are you eating them?
Eat it? What the? Why would I be eating leeches? What?
Well, what
I
have
don't
you
know.
gone for?
They were supposed to. You said to like apply them to like cuts and things.
Yeah. So like, whenever I'll get a cut, I'll use it.
And then you just
Aye, to
throw it
out the blood,
away?
right?
Oh,
They
I
dispose
That's
of
mean,
what
leeches.
leeches do.
I mean,
It's very bad for the environment if you just throw these out. You should try reusing your leeches.
reusing my leeches. I mean, I guess yeah.
It's cheaper
but,
too, so you don't have to keep buying leeches.
I mean, why are you?
this
They're
is
just
not
leeches.
important,
Yeah.
Ian. This
Hey!
is not.
Nah, we've got bigger fish to fry right now. Let's just head to the south. I want to talk about you with those leeches. I didn't think they're right. All right. Okay, let's just go. Let's go.
You could ask the medicine man, see if he's heading north or south. I believe he said north, but
I don't know if he was leaving today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it
more
was.
tomorrow.
I think it was tomorrow, or maybe the next day. He said 3 days, and that was
Aye.
yesterday. So
Got a
then
couple days left.
yes, it's just
2 days.
it wouldn't hurt to inquire, would it?
Your math skills are astounding.
It's easy enough
I mean,
to,
I did that right.
to
Yeah.
swing by the cart if you were so
Right.
inclined.
Yeah,
Yes.
do you want to
Yep,
swing by the
yep.
car?
As you go in the
See what's
direction of it, you see the cart with the large wooden wheels and the windows that are kind of the shutters opened. He's currently standing up on a bit of a pedestal in front of it where he can reach behind and pull out various things from the cart. The crowd gathered around him. You hear, yes, my dear, this vial of skin cream made from fresh quicksilver will cure all of the skin ailments.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes.
Yes, just remind us again. When were you leaving, and were you going north or south?
I would be here another day or two and heading up to the north to resupply.
Appreciate the information. And you still plan to have us guard your caravan?
Well, if you like the job, absolutely. It was nice
We do
to
have
get...
a bit of business we want to take care of tonight, so Not sure if-
Tonight will be busy, but
I see. Well, I suppose I can try and keep an eye on things myself, and there's probably others who can keep an eye on things. Do whatever you need to, for sure.
all right. Thank you very much.
take the day off, boss.
Also,
Just curious. How long did the leeches take to like have an effect?
oh,
This
well,
is something
that's...
entirely unrelated. Yeah.
It drains all the bad blood, you see, as they sit there and draining out the impurities, allowing your body to heal as natural. Typically leave it on a couple of days.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And then it'll just like form back normal. Yeah.
Yes, yes, just like that. I would say it'll take 3 or 4 days for you to really feel an effect.
Are you
Right,
saying to
okay.
leave the leeches on for about 2 days?
Yes.
And can you reuse the
Hearing
leeches?
this, does this sound right? Knowing like
Make
my
a
kinda,
medicine check.
background. Okay. I was very skeptical. Talon's looking at this man like, what? Well, that's a 2.
So your knowledge of medicine and your
5.
experience curing tend to be more plant-based and kind of herbs. You're less experienced with leeches, so I mean, he's the doctor.
Up in the air.
I would imagine, are these like disposable leeches? Can you we had this whole talk earlier about if you can reuse these leeches or no.
I wouldn't recommend reusing them. Resupply. I can sell you another supply of them before I leave town if you'd like.
Right. I mean, that. I might actually want another set. But I'll wait for a bit.
I actually wanted to ask a question to you.
Well, I've got a lot of customers around. What do you need?
It is a quick question. I've seen a lot of the herbs and that you've been offering and plant kind of substances. Just wanted to ask, like, what's the kind of science behind it? I'd love to know.
Ooh, all of the science.
I'm quite in the kind of medical background myself.
Are you? Well, wonderful.
Aye.
Well, a couple of these cures are secret remedies from the far north of Westhyra. I traveled through the barrens of Barbaria and discovered this little root. He pulls out this, what looks like a turnip, but kind of a bright orange color. A bit
Do
of
I
this.
recognize this fruit?
Make a nature
Does
check.
anything?
Make a nature check.
Sure.
A little bit of
Can I
this
also-
shredded and
Awful.
applied.
Can I also check to see if I recognize it or?
Yeah, make a nature check.
Yeah,
14.
okay.
for nature.
14. You haven't seen this one before.
That's a 19.
19. Never encountered this particular plant.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
Aye,
what does it do?
interesting.
Well, you grate it up and you apply it to the wound, and it turns the wound orange at first, but over the course of about a week or so, the wound heals.
Really?
Could I get that?
Certainly. I have one
What?
left.
What?
Like, what's
do you call-
actually what's
how
the
much is
science
it?
behind it in making it heal?
Oh, well, it was discovered by the shamans of Barbaria. They were from a clan of, well, they called themselves Orc. And they applied it to their wounds, battle wounds, big, massive fighting men, and they would use this to heal it up for the next battle.
All right.
I see.
What he's saying, does he sound legit or is he just talking out of his arse?
Make an insight check.
All right.
I'll make so many rolls against this guy.
Not one.
Not one? I mean, he's the doctor. He must have really traveled for this cure.
Wow. Interesting.
How much for that route though?
Oh, this is the last one, and it's thousands of miles of travel to get more. I couldn't let it go for less than 2 gold.
Second that one.
2 gold. Are you sure it couldn't be like 1.5?
Roll persuasion.
This dice has rolled 2 nat 1s so far. When I tested it in now, so that is going in my dice wheel.
What's my persuasion? 24. Match of 20.
Oh.
Well, for a return customer, since apparently the leeches are not potent enough to cure the bad blood, perhaps this root will cure your wound. Let it go for 1.5 gold.
Alright, it's a deal then.
Wonderful. And while I'm sad to say you won't be guarding the cart tonight, if you stop by before leaving town, we may have other deals for you. You've been the best, really.
Alright.
Bye
Wilkins
now.
been making notes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do have a cure for that.
Yeah.
My
Well,
recommend
also
some
that
rat
thing, Wilkin
cream.
is just making notes about what he believes the guy, so he's just making notes about orcs and how they use this orange grapefruit to seal up their wounds and stuff, and trying to just adding to his
Yeah,
wealth of knowledge.
taking your notes as always.
As an aside to Omar,
This guy works on a farm and he's throwing gold after gold into this shop.
Maybe there's more money in arm wrestling than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, you better get stronger.
But arm wrestling is a bit barbaric. I'd rather not put myself.
Pays more than we get paid.
Right. Well, if I ever need money, I'll find a way. We're fine. We're fighting bandits. We're great. This will be fine.
Right. We're heading to the north, right?
Yup.
I believe so.
All right, then let's head off.
So, Omar, as you had been leading them kind of around the block to the south, now they kind of went back toward the north. They're walking back up the street. You
just,
see the
like,
inn up
walking around
ahead
the
on the
block.
right.
Yeah.
Across the street from it, the town master's office, with also kind of doubles as the guard. Walk up the dirt streets.
is there I can't remember. There's like a gate or like a wooden something around the town, some sort of.
No, there's no wall or anything
Nothing?
like
Okay.
that. There's just a main street that comes in from the south and continues through the town to the north. There's a few branching streets off of it, a few blocks, but it's a very small town, and like the main drag through it has
Okay.
the main businesses, general stores, and so forth.
So assumedly we're going behind, like off the main road to backtrack south.
I mean, either way, you could go up the snake oil salesman is on the main street, but if you wanted to backtrack up the alley, you certainly could.
And I want to keep an eye out for any guard.
And you are going to the north or to the south?
Well, we're going north,
going north.
and then we're going into the alleys
Oh,
to
and then-
backtrack.
And
to
then
go-
Yeah,
going
well,
back
we-
south.
we're
Okay,
kinda
got
like-
it. Got it.
Yeah.
The short answer.
We're just
south.
getting our steps in.
So
Well, we just
yeah, so you kind of cut back down to the south, and eventually, after progressing a few blocks, cut back into the main road, which leads on southward. As you travel along at the ocean off to your right-hand side, you hear the sound of the waves crashing against the rocks, kind of below the, kind of, not tall cliffs, but cliffs that overlook the ocean. They don't really have sand beaches here. It's very rocky. Seagulls fly in the air, letting out a caw. How far out of town would you like to travel on this road?
Well, I, for one, want to see if we can find any remnants of what we were kind of like seeing of like what we heard of before the people who had got it.
Evidence of
Yeah,
bandit
evidence
activity.
of like bandit activity.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah, while we're walking to the south, I just want to very aloud just imagine if we had information on the bandit attack to the south. Imagine if we had that. We investigated it yesterday. I don't.
So wait, what check was it? Investigation.
Perception.
Did you say?
Perception.
Oh, perception.
Yeah, as you're
Shame we
walking.
didn't.
Thank you. That's a 19.
Right. Better
I mean,
roll. So yeah, as you're kind of walking through, you're doing a very good job keeping your eye out. Any other conversation you want to have, or anything you want to say, go for it. But once we kind of get through, I'll narrate a bit more of where we find. Okay.
Well, I
So I'm
mean,
just being obnoxious. That's
Oh, okay.
well, now we know that our anonymous tip was trustworthy, seeing as how there was a bandit raid in the south. So maybe you should let a bit more trust in our sources.
I suppose. You said that the guards are in on this.
Well, at least Braddock is the deputy. I'm not sure about
That's the
the
hunch.
rest, but
It can kind of see.
best to keep out of this site regardless, just in case.
So if you're right, how do we like tell the guard then if the guard are the bandits?
Well,
Please catch him in the act.
I'm once again, this is all assumption, but the captain seems fairly lazy and out of the loop. I feel as if he's not included in this unless he's turning a blind eye, in which case we might have to go up the chain, as it were.
I mean, they can't all be bad because they're paying us to get these people. I mean,
Right.
I suppose all these.
Although it could be a front. I mean, if there were to be bandits raiding your town, you'd have a bounty out and just make it hard for them to get captured. There's a couple opportunities here, and honestly, we just have to hope for the best.
Well, I trust you. You seem like you all know what you're doing. Don't exactly have the most experience with this kind of
After
place, but yeah.
after about an hour's walk out of town, you've probably traveled a couple miles. That evidence of bandits that you were looking for, you definitely find. And not just evidence of them, a robbery in progress. As you
Oh.
kind of make your way around a corner, this is a pretty forested area, you kind of see up ahead that currently a covered wagon being pulled by 2 horses is stopped. And on the road, 2 kind of masked bandits wearing that same kind of bandana around their face. As you kind of look, one of them, you can't see very many features as they're fairly covered up, but you see a bit of their hair. One of them is kind of reddish colored and a bit unkempt. The other, black and kind of pushed off to one side, short. One of them has a bow drawn and pointed in the direction of one of the horses. The other, kind of standing there, the one with kind of the dark hair standing there, arms crossed. You hear, "Hurry it up, we don't have all day."
Are they surrounded by a decent amount of like foliage and bushes and?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There are trees and all that.
If we are going to pursue this, we have to make sure we catch them. We cannot let any of them get away.
I'm ill prepared for this.
I
bro,
think we'll be fine.
Maybe that's.
I'll run in,
But,
stab
wanna-
them,
right.
and then they can't run.
Right.
Ma-
if
maybe
you
stab
run
them in,
in,
like, the
they're gonna
leg.
run away.
Maybe
stab
we
the
approach
legs.
them stealthily through the foliage.
I'm not good at
I can-
that.
I can do
I'm
that.
gonna
I can do
take
that.
my
I can do that.
bow.
Maybe not
I
good
can
at
do that.
stealth.
Would you try? I beg of you.
I can do that.
Logically speaking,
I
they're
can
going to finish
try.
robbing them by the time we have this conversation.
I'm gonna jump in
Randomly.
a bush and I'm gonna start making my way slowly towards them. Trying to
I'll
sneak.
also
Oh, shit,
attempt
where'd Wilkin go?
to sneak.
He's gone.
All right,
They
so
took him.
you're trying to sneak up on
Yep.
them. Go ahead and
In
make
the bush.
make a stealth check.
Wait, how far away are they from us?
Right now, they're a good distance. They're probably 70 feet up ahead, kind of around a corner.
Okay, I'm taking out my longbow.
All right. What was your stealth roll?
I got a 22.
22.
I got a 16.
22.
Got 16.
And I will take out my little hand crossbow and as I walk through.
Okay. So as you're kind of creeping through there, and you said, Talon, you're also pulling out your bow and getting it ready.
Would I be able to? Can I? To the one that's holding the bow aimed at the horses.
Yeah.
Would I be able to, if we kind of organize this, take a shot trying to get their leg to stop them from running away?
You certainly could try to do that. It'll increase the basically increase the AC of the attack because you're trying to target it specifically on the leg. But you want to kind of ready an attack for that.
Yeah, ready attack too. If I see that they're gonna run, I want to try and just get him in the leg.
Okay. So Wilgan, as you're kind of sneaking through the underbrush and the trees silently, you manage to get up about 25 feet away from the cart. And you hear, "All right, and this is all we have. Please, don't hurt us or the horses. That's our livelihood." "Well, you're free to go. Thank you for your cooperation. Now get on to town."
Can I move around? If we're here and we've come in from the town, can I move around to behind them?
So yeah, you're kind of still sneaking. You're about 25 feet from the cart. Kind of work your way through those bushes toward the back side of the cart.
Yeah.
All right. So as you're moving in that direction, what do you have?
I said I was following him. I rolled 16.
Okay. So as you try to kind of follow
doesn't
through
rank
the
anything.
bushes,
Yeah.
he gets ready to move around. As he moves around, you notice that Wilgan kind of shifted direction, and as you shift direction with him, kind of a stick under your foot kind of snaps, and immediately both of the bandits look over, grab the sack that they had taken from the cart, and both
I fire off my shot.
take off running up toward the that would be toward the east, off of the road. At the same time, Talon releasing the arrow. Make an attack roll.
Plus 8. 21.
21. Aiming for the leg itself. That's going to be real close because I added a +5 to the AC. That is the AC. So the arrow through the air, and as the one kind of in the lead with the sack of whatever they stole takes off through the woods, the kind of red-headed one following takes an arrow. Well, his adventuring days are over as he takes it right to the knee and collapses kind of down to the ground.
Can we chase the other one, or is he long gone?
So he took off. Do you want to attempt to pursue the one that's running through the woods?
If he's going through the
And
woods,
you
is he getting
assume
close
we'll
to
get
me?
this one.
No, he is. You were kind of to the be the west side of the road, kind of sneaking around the cart. He took off to the east.
I mean,
I'd
I'll
like
definitely
to take a
chase
shot.
him,
I'd like
yeah.
to try to take a shot at him if he's with my hand crossbow.
I mean, he's on the other side of the cart. You were kind of working around. You don't really have a clean shot as he kind of runs into
never
the
mind
woods, but you can try to chase, like Omar, if you're wanting to chase.
yes, definitely.
Okay.
Because I got that upgraded movement speed.
Yeah. So as he takes off running, you're a good distance away. You were 25 feet from the cart. He kind of darts off. The arrow gets fired. He is going to attempt to kind of get into the woods and hide and get out of sight. So as you take off running as well into the woods, go ahead and make a perception check, please.
Wait.
Oh, because you're not good at those.
Well, my passive is really good, but okay, I rolled a natural 20.
Natural. What does that make your
20
total?
26.
26. So taking off, you're able to close half the distance with that upgraded movement speed as a monk and kind of working your way through the woods. And you're closing the distance. He kind of looks over his shoulder and tosses the bag of goods in your direction.
I don't care. I don't care about the people's
Right.
stuff. I want him.
I know you do. But as that throws in your direction, I would like you to go
Oh.
ahead and make a dexterity save to kind of get out of the way of it and not get beamed by
Oh,
this
no.
bag.
I'm
The
good at
monk
those
needs to make a dex
too.
save.
No.
Bag of gold to the head.
Okay, this is a good die. I rolled a 16 plus 5, so 21.
21.
Ooh, nice.
So yeah, you kind of dodge out of the way as it collapses onto the ground and start closing more of the distance between them. And you get like right up there to him. He is not able to stay ahead of you.
Can I try to take my quarterstaff and like leg sweep him as I'm running behind him?
You can. It'll be similar to be a higher DC to aim your attack like that. Or you can attempt to grapple if you just want to grab him.
I can just hit him, right?
Yeah, you can just attack.
I can just punch. Yeah, I'm just gonna punch him.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast punch.
Hack the head.
Roll an unarmed strike.
Okay. First one with the quarterstaff, not punch, but. Okay, that's a 17 plus 5. God, 22.
22 absolutely hits.
D6 plus 3. I only rolled a 1 on the damage though, so that's 4 damage for the first one.
4 damage. All right. On his turn, he kind of takes his right hand and pulls out a short sword on his left and tries to kind of backswing and hit. Missing wildly, as he is not adept at running and fighting at the same time. The rest of you saw Omar take off into the woods after this other bandit. What are you all doing?
I'm
Is
immediately
Andrew
running to the redhead.
Okay, you're running up to the
as-
one you shot.
Andrew would have seen commotion from the distance. He would have started running towards the group, not quite knowing what's happening.
And you all were about 70 feet away, so it's taking you a little while to get caught up there, but he's still kind of clutching his leg where the arrow went in, and we'll get back to that in a second. Meanwhile, in the chase, he's still trying to get away. He keeps running, you're running. I'd like both him and you to go ahead and make a dexterity check as you're kind of jumping over logs and running through the woods.
If it will help, could I use Step of the Wind?
You can, yes. Go ahead and make it with
Lower
advantage.
DC? Okay. Good God, because that was a natural 1. And that's a 16. You said save or check?
A check.
16 plus 3, 19.
19. Yeah, you managed to stay right with him. As you do that, another round of combat is up as he's still trying to get away. What are you doing on your turn?
I'm going to attack and flurry of blows because I.
Okay, go ahead and
almost
make the
guy
attack.
down. It's 3 attacks. 2. 14 plus 5.
That
19.
hits.
Alright. That's a 6 plus 3 for 9 damage. And I want this to be non-lethal, by the way.
Okay. So 9 thwacks.
Alright. Bonus action. 14 plus 5.
That hits.
Okay, 19. That's a d4, not that. 4 plus 3 for 7.
And as you kind of catch him with that unarmed strike, how did you deliver that unarmed strike?
Well, the first one was with a bow staff to the side of his leg.
Okay.
And then my other unarmed strike will just be trying to use some of the techniques I've learned from the monastery to try and palm fist his spine and hopefully...
Oh, ouch. So kind of
Yeah.
from behind chasing him, like,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
collapses backwards onto the ground, unconscious. So meanwhile, we'll get back to that. Meanwhile, you're catching up to the one that kind of has the red, kind of unkempt hair, and he's kind of clutching.
Right.
Stay away!
If you ever want to use that leg again, I suggest to let me help you. And you get in a struggle. And
Make-
I'm gonna take out my manacles.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Thank God, because that's 7. And
Please, please, please.
18 plus 2, 20.
20. Fine.
Right, let's pound you back. And yeah, Guntown's gonna like put on the manacles and that, locking them. Can I sit? I'm gonna drag him off to the side of the road, kind of like setting him up against like one of the trees. Who's with me, by the way? Just need to ask.
By now, the rest of the group has caught up, assuming everybody was running up there.
Oh, I didn't. I'm wandering in the direction of Omar,
Are
and
there
I'm
any-
just not sneaky. Just Omar, Omar, just walking into the forest.
Actually, are there any other like sort of threats? It's just those two bandits.
It's just the
correct?
two that you've noticed.
Okay, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna try to see if the those two travelers need help. Just try to see. Hi. Are you guys okay? Are you both okay? No one's hurt.
We're fine.
That's good.
Who are you?
We're adventurers. We're here to help.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
My
thank
name's
you.
Logan.
Did you recover the things that they took?
I think one of my friends is has that covered. But yeah, where are you guys coming from?
Well, we're on our way up from the capital. We have a few things to trade, and
Well, you should be safe with us then. We can, once we get your stuff back, we can go back with you if that's all right.
Right,
well, I wasn't.
which way is Omer? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut in. I just got, you know.
You mean
Where's-
the one that was carrying the stick?
Yeah.
He went.
Well, where's
he
the
went
other
that-
bandit?
Well,
The-
they
the
they
one that
ran
was-
off that way.
I'll rot. He's gonna just sprint off.
All right. About now, Omar, you've got him unconscious. You hear Theodore, Omar.
Well, I guess that means I'm not lost. I'll slap on the manacles. Don't be dead, please. And I guess I'll try to pick him up and go back from where we ran to see if I can find the bag. That's
Okay. I would say backtracking along that way, Theodore, you come across it before he does. Like, oh, there's a sack on the ground.
What's in it?
Some of it's spilled out as well as
Greatest
it
heroes.
kind of got thrown down there. At the bottom of it has some coin, mostly silver. Also in there are what appear to be rations, some dried meat, dried bread, a few pieces of jewelry.
Jewelry and coin. Okay, he doesn't take any of it. He just makes a note. Does it look like, a decent amount of silver and jewelry?
More than you have on you, for sure.
More than I have, yeah, which is not hard to do. Okay, yeah, he's gonna. Is it a heavy bag? I'm not very strong.
Amongst, not terribly,
Okay.
probably 15, 20 pounds at the
Okay.
most.
That's still a struggle for him. Okay, so I pick the bag up and I'm just lugging it around, still just Omar, just going through
yes,
the.
I'm coming.
Okay, I found a bag of stuff. He's
Yes,
just
that
gonna-
was thrown at my face.
Oh, it doesn't look like it hit you. Your face still looks like your face,
Of course not.
unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
I just said I'm happy you're safe.
Right.
But so I'm just gonna turn around. You got the guy?
Yes, I have the guy.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way back before I get
No,
lost. like that.
Adri's.
Where are they? Where?
Back
Um.
up, you barbarian! God, no, we're fine. It's handled.
All right. Sheaths his short sword. I mean, I could have helped.
Right. Yes, I'm sure.
Maybe
Well,
next time it'll be an
the-
arm wrestling competition.
I think we'll pass.
I mean, actually, I would actually prefer that if they just give themselves up and stuff. Like bet their. That'd be a lot easier for me.
Yes, I'm sure it would. Can we continue now?
Hey guys, have you got the stuff yet?
So,
We're coming.
so yes, you got it?
I think they got it. Yeah. So
Oh,
you're all good.
thank goodness.
Did you
No
get
problem.
it?
And by now, you all have kind of gotten back together. You've got one unconscious. The one with what's Talon doing with the one with an arrow in his knee?
Questioning.
Can you
is-
get this out of my knee?
I'll do that once you answer my questions.
It's hard to
Mate.
think about your questions with an arrow in my knee.
All right. You asked for this. And literally, I just grabbed the arrow.
Oh.
It's the whole thing. He knows what he's doing from also having taken arrows himself. So, but it's like just precision. Grabs it, yank.
Wait, you can't do that. He's gonna bleed out.
No, I got
You gotta
this.
put something in the.
Pressure on the wound immediately, and that just kind of like bandaging. Quit your
That was a
whinging.
very strange way of doing medicine.
Now,
I need a
you
doctor.
happy now?
I need a
You can answer my
doctor.
questions.
What questions?
Right, first of all, what's your name? What's the name of your friend?
The name's
Also, I
Lant.
wanna... Your name's what?
Lant.
Lant. The name of your friend?
That ran off?
Aye.
I can't say.
Yes, you can. Unless you want to bleed out and takes his hand off the wound.
Kind of looking around at the rest of the ones standing around him there.
I know you've also got friends, so you're gonna tell me the names of them too, and also...
Make an intimidation check.
Alright. Come on. Don't fail me now. 14 plus 14.
14.
Yeah.
That ain't worth it. That there's Breddick.
Rick. You mean just like pressure on the wound and everything, sorting stuff out, like just starting to bandage up and like repair the wound. There's like, you mean in town, Breddick?
Yeah, we was a bit late to the job today, but he showed up.
You shouldn't trusted him. Right. Okay. Thank you. Also, yeah, where's your base? Just need to know that, just casually.
I'm more scared. No, I'm more scared of her than I am of you.
What can you tell me about her then?
Told you enough already. Let me go.
Come on, we can help you. We can if
Really?
you just
Nah,
let us.
yeah.
Just let us know. We can
If I say any more, I'm dead.
You're dead anyway.
Well, if you don't get some medical attention, you're dead anyway. So let's get you all patched up, and then you can tell
Aye.
us, and then we can help you.
Make one more persuasion or intimidation with advantage, your choice.
Me.
Yes.
Okay.
You're taking the lead on this.
Okay. I will definitely go persuasion. So 16 or so 16 plus 2, 18.
You're working for the guards. I take it. I'll take my chances with them. A court of law.
Never said we were working for nobody.
But we are kind of.
Shush.
All right,
Not
fine.
supposed to. I think he
I
just
never
agreed
said
to your
we-
conditions.
What? Okay. Right. I'm gonna finish bandaging up. I will actually. Like, how bad does the injury look? Does it look like it's just...
So, initially, it was pretty bad where the arrow had entered into his knee. And now it's a lot worse after being forcibly pulled back out of it. It's pretty rough. It does not look comfortable.
To, basically, with the like healer's kit and stuff kind of working, I will kind of put pressure across the wound and cure wounds.
So as you're expertly applying these bandages,
Yes, very.
adding a little boost behind it of some power that helps the wound to kind of move together and heal up over it. Oh,
5 plus.
you a doctor?
8. I have some medical training, yeah.
That feels better already.
Good.
Do I notice this as being beyond general medical like technique as someone who does have a bit of medical background as well?
Make a medicine check.
Sure. That's an 18.
18?
Yep.
I would say it looks very expertly done, and it's amazing how well it's healing up based on the pressure and the bandages applied. I would say you're not going to notice right off the bat anything magical necessarily in nature, but that's really,
Suspiciously
really
good.
well, suspiciously
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Right. Now you're feeling better. You're coming with us. Friends coming with us. And you're gonna get answer all of our questions. Capiche?
That's fine.
Good. Right, come on. And I'm gonna help him up.
Oh, I can't put pressure on it. It
Uh,
hurts.
Can I move move his arm around. You try any funny business, you loosen the other leg too. Right?
All right, whatever you say.
And we'll
Oh, go ahead.
no, it's fine. You can.
About
it's fine.
now,
I've
the
done-
rest of the group, with the other one unconscious, are kind of coming out of the woods.
Excuse me, common folk. Hello? I look into the cart.
Yes,
Were you heading north or south? I forget.
we were working our way north.
North, great, so you're heading back to the town. We could use your help escorting these people back. Do you mind if we use your cart? This one's a bit out of it.
We have your stuff too.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
we have
thank
some
you. So, certainly, there's room in the back. Just
Right.
you all are wonderful.
And now I'll
yeah.
remove his cloth.
Appreciate it.
It's Bredick, right?
It's Braddock.
It's Bredick. That bastard.
Your intuition is amazing.
You were right.
So here's your stuff. I'm just wondering, I'm just thinking, we didn't do it with the intention of a reward, but it wouldn't be morally questionable of you to maybe want to award people who saved you and your stuff.
Wow.
He's just gonna like push it over.
Make a persuasion check.
I don't know if I'm any good at that. 3. 20. Dirty 20.
Rolls.
She kind of looks over. Yeah, we can spare a little for him. And she kind of reaches into the bag and pulls out some silver coins and gives you all 12 silver.
Thank you
Each
very much.
or
Total.
Two silver
okay.
each,
Two
guys.
silver each.
Yeah.
That's more than I make in a month.
Thank you.
This is
That's-
very, very generous of you. Thank you very much.
Aye.
I think it's fairly appropriate.
So the horses kind of start moving back along the road with you all. Are you all riding in the cart, or?
I'll walk alongside it.
Yeah,
I'll
Andrew.
ride in the
ride in the
cart.
cart. Just kind
I
of
will
keeping an
sit
eye
on the
their
back of the cart.
bandits.
All
I'm
right.
not a walker.
So it's a couple miles back into town, and you feel the bumps of the road under the cart as it kind of makes its way back up along the road. Anything you want to say or do or accomplish on the probably 30-minute or so ride, 40-minute back to
I
town?
just wanted to double check that arrow I shot into his leg. Was I able to like salvage it,
Yeah,
or
you can
is it
salvage
just
it.
like? Okay, cool.
You
Yeah.
now have one bloody arrow.
Tell it that was very
What?
I don't know dark.
Dark.
Why did you just pull out the arrow? Just
I know what I'm doing.
I mean,
I don't know.
you're supposed to pull out an arrow if you have it in. You can't just
Well,
live with an
you're
arrow
supposed
in your
to-
knee.
I've never
Hey,
treated arrows, but
right.
things like splinters and large pieces of wood you're supposed to leave in, and then as you pull it, carefully pull it out and seal it because the
Well,
wood
I
is
had
what
to get him
fogs-
talking somehow.
But you could just ask. I could offer him help.
Asked him before, and he was trying to take his chances. So, you know, easiest.
Pain is a great motivator.
All right, maybe I misunderstood what was happening. You didn't delicately take. I'm just gonna go to the front. I don't want to talk anymore.
Okay. Just like,
That is the smartest decision you've made all day.
And what's Marcus doing during all of this? He's Big Meal?
Hmm?
What's Marcus doing while all this is going
what
on?
was that?
What's Marcus doing while all of this is transpiring?
Like the ride home or what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the party pretty much took care of the situation, but Marcus hadn't said a whole lot.
He's just sitting in the back. Sorry, there's been a lot of internet issues on my end.
Oh, no problem. I just didn't want you to be left out, but I can tell we're getting a bit
It's just
of
fading
bit of
in and out.
delay.
Yeah.
Existence.
Yep. Well, jump in if things clear up a bit. But yeah, so
Yeah.
kind of working the way. About halfway back to town, you hear a kind of hands together, reaches up, touching his head. Coming to is your friend from the guard. Kind of.
Good morning, fancy pants.
Friend.
Go on, Braddock.
I think I want to go back to sleep.
I hope that breakfast you had this morning was delicious. It's probably one of the last few breakfasts you're gonna get like that.
Hey. Probably best you go back to sleep. It's the most comfortable one you'll be having for a while.
Why are you all here, and where am I?
You're in the
Wow,
back
we're playing
of
that game.
you're in the back of a cart. And, we're here because we were investigating the bandits, which you happen to be part
I
of.
thought you were going to the north.
Oh,
Omar got
shame.
lost, so yeah, we kind of went out the wrong way.
Hey,
That
we
happens from time to time.
had a feeling, thought we'd check out the north and the south. Seems we got you a good time.
I think I will go back to sleep. Just kind of like,
Just go back.
kind of like rubbing his
Sweet
head.
dreams.
Are we really allowing this sort of cover for a criminal? And I push him a little, wake him up.
Ow.
Let him sleep. Maybe whatever God will deliver him from his sins.
Actually, seeing as Braddock's actually awake, I'd love to ask him some questions.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Please just ask him the questions this time. Don't do anything.
You can shoot another
Weird.
arrow in his knee.
Good. You want me to do that? Like reaching for the bow.
You should ask him.
Please don't.
I believe that we'll take our chances with the government systems in place, as you're working for them or us.
Well, I mean, we
We're
were
more of an
working for
independent
you.
contractor.
I
I mean, I'd hate to report to my higher-ups. God forbid. That'd be horrible for you. But
Who do you
quite
work for,
pleasant.
actually? That's
Just don't worry about it.
right.
yeah, maybe we can discuss.
Your eyes are
our
keen and
minor
your
work.
mouth is big. He just says, looking at Omar.
Cart keeps bumping along.
I mean, I could
Can you
put
tell
you back
me-
to sleep, but I'd rather you answer some questions first, because next time I do, it might be more permanent.
What questions do you have?
First of all, what information do you have on the other bandits?
Well, they hit the south yesterday. They hit the north before that.
And you're clearly with them, so I'd love some information on that. Names, faces.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to decline to answer any more questions until I've had legal counsel.
I mean, I'm not very well trained. It's possible that one of my punches struck a fatal blow. I mean, I don't think I'd be horribly charged for that, defending commoners. Wouldn't you say, commoners?
Commerce, but
Well, I think he deserves a fair trial.
Right. It'd be a shame if you didn't get one, though, wouldn't it?
He
Anything
should. He
could
should.
happen.
He should have to
Long
explain
before
for the
that
things he's done. Don't.
Yes.
You should.
Maybe explain to us, though. I mean,
Aye, give us a
Talon
clearer
seems
picture.
pretty good at getting answers. I'll just let him take the lead here.
Well, this is
Like,
taking a
tracks
dark
with them.
turn.
I don't feel
I'm
very
not actually
comfortable
gonna hit
with any of
them.
this.
It's purely like all intimidation.
As an aside to Omar, it's just gonna like hand him a nod. Are you allowed to do that?
God no.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything else. He just kind of turns his back.
I never was good at
Alright.
deception.
The cart keeps moving along, and now you feel the wheels kind of hitting more smooth, solid ground as you've arrived in town. Where do you want us to drop y'all off at?
Right.
Guards.
Slow.
Where is that? We're not real from here.
That's okay. We can show you.
Adri will show you the way.
Would it be
It's
the
just
town
it's
master's
just down
office?
there,
or-
and then it's the right down street, the second street to the right. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Is that our right or the right as you look at the horses?
It's
Don't ask us to go.
it's that one. It's
Oh, okay, we got it. You don't have to shout. He goes up and pulls in front of the town master's office, the kind of large, sturdy-looking stone building that you had met with the leader of the guard, in an earlier occasion, the constable. They kind of pull to a stop in front of that. What are y'all doing?
Right.
I'll hop off and go inside and try to get the. Oh, crap! I don't have his name in it, and I've probably forgotten his name. The constable, yes.
So you're going to go in to get him?
Yep.
As you enter, kind of off to the one side where his kind of alcove in the office was, you do find the constable, Gloomfire, there. You also see at another desk over kind of to the other side of the room, someone else you hadn't seen before, kind of fairly large human that's sitting there and currently writing on some papers. He's not dressed in any of the guard uniform attire. He's dressed in what look like to be fine clothing, kind of a dark green in color.
Okay.
The both of them kind of look up.
Down here.
Oh.
Mr. Gloomfire, we.
Oh, yes.
I think I'm pretty sure we found the bandits, but there's.
Oh, wonderful.
You should probably take a look at. I think you should probably take a look at. We're just outside.
Did you bring in the leader?
I don't think so, but I think you should still take a look. About who we did find.
He didn't get Keyhole.
I don't think so. We haven't had much chance to interrogate them.
All right. Well, excuse me for a minute. And the other one, yeah, go ahead. He steps up. Kind of walks toward the door.
I'll walk outside and show him to his good old friend,
Reddick.
Brennick.
His nephew, right?
Braddock! I think you all got the wrong one. He
No.
works for us.
No.
Nah,
Well,
he was,
yes, but no.
helping rob this
I
lovely.
wanna, cause I'm not sure. Can I read his intentions as well? See if he's
Make
if
an
he
insight
knows,
check.
Like he's not too startled by this. Okay. Okay, 8 plus 6, 14.
14.
Roll.
He looks genuinely surprised.
Right.
And, well, that's disturbing. Who's that other one?
Think he said his name was Lant.
Land. Braddock, what do you got to say for yourself? Ain't got nothing to say.
You will soon enough.
Well, I thank you. I think. Yeah, both of you get in here. You're getting locked up for that. We'll talk more later.
And could we maybe visit him tomorrow or some other time to perhaps learn of the whereabouts of the other members?
Or even today.
This-
It's
of
pretty
this-
early.
Keyhole, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Love to get more information on the
Well,
other
I'd like you
leads.
to get more information too.
Takes information to get information.
Were you able to find where they're operating from?
Well, they ain't talking. We were hoping you
no,
could get some more out of them.
Well, it's
we
not.
just wanted to escort back the commoners and bring the guard back. We seem to slip our mind, I guess.
Well,
To follow their
I
tracks.
appreciate you bringing them in. Our bigger target's the leader.
Aye, we're working on getting her too.
Well, if you can, that would be wonderful.
He was
we're
running east. That's all we have.
not maybe investigate where they were running to.
Yes.
Aye.
Maybe,
I don't-
Talon, you're...
We're not really in a position here to do any sort of hard interrogating type work. That has to be done by the Crown's Guard. They handle all the bigger criminal cases.
Alright, well, if you could get them to ask some questions, get back to us, we'd really appreciate it.
Well, I'm getting back to you about it. You're bounty hunters. You're not.
Well, we
Aye,
need, we
but
need to, we need to
We
know
need
so we can
information.
to keep.
Oh, if we get anything relevant to your case, for sure, we'll fill you in. As far as details of their case, it'll be handled.
Aye, thank you.
Oh, and I owe you a bit of a bounty as well. You brought in 2 of the gang members. And that's
That'd be
1 gold
2 gold,
piece
right?
a piece, yeah. So 2 total gold for the 2 brought in. But keep in mind, your job is to get the leader.
Aye. And we will. We will.
All right,
I'm
well,
sure we will.
Goval. Yeah. Oh, take them in. Yes, sir. Reddick? He kind of like ushering them into the building. And you all are now alone outside once again.
Talon,
And that was
you're-
1 gold per.
1 gold per person brought in, so 2 total
Yeah.
gold that you can split or however you
I
all
believe
want
it
to do
totaled out to 12 gold when you asked
Yeah.
last week.
I'll just hold on to this for now
Yes,
until we split it.
Maybe it once we catch the others.
Aye.
Talon,
Aye.
you're quite adept at tracking, game, as we saw the other
I am.
day. Could you perhaps track these bandits if you return to the scene of the crime?
Suppose I could try.
If you don't
I
have
am
any
best
other
at
leads.
forest, so
We have a direction
best.
too.
aye. It would probably make things a lot easier for me.
Right. About what time is it, Mr. God?
You hear a booming voice from the heaven. It is about 1 in the afternoon.
Thank you, God.
I mean, we have the night off. I believe worst comes to worst, we could camp out in the forest. Looks at Theo.
The worst case scenario.
Right. I'm sure.
What
if
was that
worst
worst
comes
case
to worst.
scenario?
Of course,
I'm not a big
that bad.
fan of the dirt and the dark dirt.
Well, most of the world is dirt, so you'll have to get used to it.
I'm not
Right.
gonna take direction on what I have to get used to from naive halfling.
You're
Oh,
gonna have
that's
to get
just
used
your
to it.
opinion,
I mean,
man.
that's kind of rude. He's small. He's not like a. Oh wait, is that? Never mind.
Right, well, if we go back south, we should be able to track. At least a little bit. I'd love to just scout the area, see if I can pick up a trail.
I think that's
if
the
I can,
only
we can easily
lead
come
we
back
have.
at night.
I really need to capture these bandits.
And that's what we're doing.
Yes, I
so-
really appreciate that.
So you're going back to where you found them previously?
Yes.
So it's
Don't
going to take
cry.
a couple hours to get there. Put you around 3 in the afternoon, arriving back to that location. As you work your way back south out of town, you hear the sounds of the snake oil salesman selling more of his wares. Several from the town are gathered in front of his cart. They just love this guy and the stuff that he sells.
Are you guys sure that you don't want to grab some more?
Nah, I'm alright.
No.
It seems a little bit sketchy to me. Things don't seem right.
Oh, he seems pretty nice to me.
Yeah, I mean, he's given me quite a bit.
You hated to give you anything. You paid for it.
Well, then
I mean,
sold him quite a bit. Still, presumably a good.
still
Good thing,
giving
right?
me.
I mean, he's the doctor, sure, but of what I know of medicine, it's a little bit
Dude,
placebo.
where?
if you ask
What
me.
exactly do you know of medicine? Where did you learn to do what you did earlier? 'Cause that seems. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, I've worked in the military for a while. Picked up there. My mum, she's been amazing with medicine. She taught me a lot of what I know.
Okay. All right.
Just kind of picked up bits and pieces until I got where I am today.
Okay then. Okay.
Anybody else doing anything in particular while you're kind of traveling, just kind of strolling back down along the road?
Just like to make sure that Theo's not falling on anything.
I'm
No.
walking, but I look very exhausted. This,
A lot of walking. Eventually, after a couple more hours, the sun now, you're kind of shaded on the road as the sun is kind of over to the west a little bit, and the shadow from the trees extends over the pathway. It's a little more comfortable as the heat of the day is now past and it's starting to cool off. You get back to the area of the road where you had encountered the bandits in the wagon before. You see kind of the tracks of the horses and the footsteps where the kind of scuffle had happened.
Alright, what are
The
we supposed to
Trail
do now?
off to the side that Omar took off after. I'd like to see if I'm going along that path, if I can pick up the bandit trail.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check to try and pick up some tracks. And
Seeing as it's in the forest.
yes, it is your
Yeah.
area of
So
expertise.
that means I get. Da 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 da. So that means I get. I've forgotten. Double proficiency. Okay. That would be just a perception check, yeah?
No, survival.
Oh, survival. Yeah, okay, yeah, survival, sorry. Of course. Ooh, that's good. So that is a 19 plus 5 plus 7, so that's 26.
26. Expertly, very much at home in the forest. You're able to look and you see the trail that Omar had taken off after him. You see also pieces of the branches and the brush broken where Theodore and Adried kind of followed after. And once you get up past the point where Omar had stopped the chase, you do pick up another bit of a trail. Not clearly marked, not any clear defined footprints, but you see where people have traveled through these woods before. It looks like it keeps on working its way off to the east.
Okay, off to the east.
Where are you going? This is where Omer.
Aye, but and as we get to the end, I kind of stop, Adri, and kind of gesture and point and explain. Like, you see how you can kind of work out from the terrain, just the difference, as opposed to where they've traveled. You can kind of tell. You can work it out. It probably doesn't look like much, but there's hints of it. So
It's very subtle, but there are little broken branches and places where the leaves kind of have been disturbed with people walking through them.
I think if we follow this, we might be able to find our bandits. Find Keyhole, as it was.
Such an odd name, too.
Aye.
Wonder why.
Maybe it's just got a
He
thing with
really
locks.
likes keys.
I mean, if I were a bandit, I would like keys to get into places, yes?
As you continue along the trail, it so happens that kind of also making its way kind of through the woods, you see right in front of you a little baby brown bear. It's kind of crossing the path in front.
Stop. Stop. Everybody stop.
Okay,
It's adorable.
that's quite cute.
Kind of like waddling through.
It's a wild animal.
It is.
He just looks
Kinda
on
looks
guard,
up.
like quarter step.
I've never seen a brown bear. Most of the ones back in Good Barrel or black bears or.
I'm gonna like kind of take a gentle step forward, just like trying to show no hostility. I'll take out a ration.
Make an animal
Omar.
handling check.
Animal handling. Okay.
Yeah, from behind you, just I don't know a lot about animals, but usually where there's a baby, there's a parent.
Yeah, I don't
Uh-huh.
want to look around.
I mean,
That's a
did
natural
Oliver
20.
tell you?
Natural 20. Yeah, the little bear kind of looks up and kind of waddles over.
There you go, buddy. Just like gonna feed him and that gently, just try and like.
And as soon as you reach out and it reaches out toward your hand, barreling out from the other side is a much larger brown bear.
Ah!
Oh no.
I need everybody to roll initiative.
No.
Oh no! It was a mistake.
Or
It
we
was a
die
mistake.
because you're trying to have a bear buddy.
Barreling.
Barely. I didn't even catch that.
Oh, that was.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Ooh, not bad.
This is. a
Please
beautiful-
bear with my technical difficulties.
Yeah, if you can participate, then
nice.
great. Hopefully your internet works.
Okay.
Ah, this dice
I mean,
is
I
beautiful.
can hear you
Mwah.
guys
Thank
pretty
you.
well. It's just you're not moving on my end.
Okay.
If somebody
Yeah, just go with
died,
voice
that'd
only
be
then.
Embarrassing.
But first of all, initiative,
Embarrassing, true.
Theodore.
17.
Okay. Adri.
8.
Talon.
Anyone?
Nice. Omar.
Well, Theo, I rolled an 18, so I'm better than you.
Wilgan.
13.
Marcus.
18.
Thank you. Bear.
Oh, I keep
Rolled a 20.
Of course.
Bare necessity.
Good thing talent took the way.
Like, I'm prepped, lads. Don't worry.
Coward kill on the bear.
Oh no.
I wish. Oh no.
No mercy.
Poor
No.
bear.
Or bear.
And then it doesn't work, and then we're really scared.
Oh no.
God, that'd
Don't
be
worry.
scary.
It'll go through me before any of you guys. You have
I might
nothing
have-
to worry about.
I'm out of key points too, because I
Don't-
used them all on one dude.
Don't worry, it's just gonna take out the healer first.
So as
Don't worry
it's
about it,
kind of
guys, don't
comes
worry about it.
barreling out of the woods, kind of catching you off guard as you all were focused on this little bear, it goes right up to Talon and
I,
makes an attack, biting out.
of course it does.
So,
It's going to be a 9.
But that misses.
Misses. And as it kind of misses with its teeth, you kind of notice it move off to the side. It rakes out with one of its claws. That's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
As that
But,
deals...
like- Back and I get caught in the side.
dealing 8 slashing damage. As it rakes that
Ooh.
claw across.
Aye, aye, aye.
And with that, the surprise round is over, and Talon, you are up.
Hang on whilst I'm taking damage. 8 damage. I'm sorry. Can I try and calm down the bear?
You can attempt an animal handling check,
I'm
yes.
gonna attempt to calm down the bear. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean anything. By it. So that's an animal handling. So 15.
15.
Please, 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 please.
So you kind of put up your hands and slowly start backing away from it. That mother bear kind of lowers her head down. But she's holding her
I don't mean
ground.
I didn't mean any harm. Didn't mean any harm.
Okay, but it's going to end
Nobody
your
is harmed.
turn. Omar.
I'm going to pull out my quarterstaff and push back Theo. I'm just saying, I thought you were some sort of jungle child. Were you not expecting this? And I'm just gonna back up me and
Slowly
Theo.
backing up, Marcus.
I'll follow suit. I'll just start slowly backing up.
Theodora.
I do not slowly back up. Theo, is there like a large tree behind me, like a
Yeah.
big? Okay, one big enough to hide my frame.
Yep.
I run behind the tree, and then as second I'm behind the tree, as soon as hopefully I'm not visible, I take out a piece of cured leather, and Theo runs it from shoulder to shoulder across his body, and casts mage armor. And then just sits there with his quarterstaff, like, don't see me, I'm invisible. He can't see me, I can't see him. It's just,
So as you rake that across, a bit of force shimmers around as this kind of invisible barrier protects you to protects you a bit more.
Oh no.
I am abjuration, by the way, just
Yep.
to keep that in mind.
Wilgan.
Willigan is also going to slowly back away, but also at the same time slowly take out a little sketchbook and start sketching the mama bear, growling very angrily at Talon.
Best use of cunning action ever.
Adri.
Just pull that
Um,
post.
Adri's going to position himself next to Talon, pull out his short sword, and if the bear comes to attack, he'll attack.
All right. That brings us back around to Talon.
Just like basically put your sword away. Where's Theo gone? Ah,
So what
Jesus.
any action that you're taking? Are you continuing to back up? You're kind of taking the
just
lead
like,
in
you know,
this.
Backing people up, just like trying to
I
show
want to say
me
make
no
one more animal
harm.
handling check.
Okay.
Not
No,
one, not
screw
one.
me. 9.
9.
I'm sorry,
Seeming
sorry.
content with people continuing to back up, the defensive stance is still very much being maintained. And as soon as you all get about 20 to 30 feet away, as she kind of keeps an eye on the party, her and the cub kind of waddle back off into the woods.
Really, what were you thinking? Aren't you supposed to be like the wildlife guy? I mean,
What?
it's
You did. Okay.
the wildlife guy, yeah.
I know, but
Down.
I know, I handled the situation, didn't I? We're fine. Everything's
mean,
Peek out.
But
You
where's
got
Theo?
a pretty nasty
I just
scratch.
peek out from behind the tree.
Is the bear god?
Yeah, it's
It's
gone.
gone, Theo.
Mama bear's gone.
Ugh, okay, good job. You guys did great.
Just comes around the corner.
Aw, but I mean, nature is beautiful, also deadly.
Does Theo look glimmery at all from the mage armor, or is he just
No. It
Okay.
shimmers a bit when it's first cast, but no
Yeah.
difference once.
Okay.
Alright,
You
everyone
thought.
alright? Everyone okay? I have to apologize for that. I saw small
Just-
there.
I mean, no one got hurt besides you.
You know,
So
Oh,
for it.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. It's like adrenaline just starts wearing off, and it's like, oh yeah, I've got a gash in my side. That's not
Let me take a look at it, and I'll
Can you?
Yeah, I can-
Thanks.
take it.
I can handle it myself, honestly. You didn't have to.
Fine.
I'll handle myself.
You didn't lose the trail. We did lose the trail, did we?
No, it's that way. Just kind of like gesture off. It's the same.
All right. And as you kind of look around, you are able to pick up the trail as you had a pretty solid grasp on it, tracking it from earlier. As you continue to kind of make your way along the trail, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break and then reconvene right here. We are like 1 minute early for the break, but we're going to go ahead and take that break. So be back here in 5 minutes. And we are back. So the group tracking the bandits' trail through the woods, having encountered a little bear cub and its mother. Now Talon able to pick up the trail and continue leading the group. You see now up ahead, it seems like a clearing. It's still a good distance away. And you see an old, what looks like run-down log cabin. A stone chimney with a bit of smoke rising from it.
Well, that's ominous enough.
Maybe the stealthy members of our little group here
want me to
should
go
scout it
there?
out. That is exactly what I'm
Yeah.
implying, yes.
I volunteer myself to not go.
I
can
also
go.
volunteer
I
yourself to not
suppose.
go.
All
I
right.
can go.
No offense, but you're
I
not exactly.
Shouldn't go if it's stealth.
Aye.
Alright, well, okay, when I said I'm not very good at... I'm average at stealth. I'm not, like, bad.
Let's
I'm
just
not
send the
good.
short one.
Alright.
I'd appreciate
I
it
can
if
go
I'm going
with
in.
ya.
You'd not refer to me as the. I know, but still,
So
it hurts.
are you all trying to work your way up here, or some of you stealthing up? What is the plan here?
Some of us
You're
will-
I'm
still
gonna go up.
you're still a couple hundred feet away, but you can just see the outline of it in this clearing. You see not only a kind of rundown log house that looks like it's been here for many, many years, kind of off to the right side of it, you also see kind of a large garage shed type building that's much bigger than the house. It has two large kind of open doors. Perhaps equipment or something was stored in here at one time.
And the doors are open?
Yeah, they're just two open bays. There's not really doors that close. It's just kind of large timbers constructed with kind of paneling on the sides and a tin roof.
Can we see any people?
From here, 200 feet away, make a perception check.
I would like to say that I am using my healer's
18.
kit in order to just bandage up my wound and kind of like repair myself
Sure.
using my healer's kit.
Yeah, so you're kind of working on getting yourself patched up a
Yeah.
bit. You're using your healer's feet.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll for the hit points restored.
Again, does she? Now,
Okay,
now that
4
I'm
plus
I'm
4,
kind of
8,
suspicious of her.
12.
Yeah, you take a look, and everything she's doing seems to be legitimate medicine.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead then. Go out a little bit. We're quite far from the.
Or did I see one? It was
What was
18.
your roll? I got distracted.
18.
18. From here? No, you do not.
Make sure on your way you keep an eye out. I feel like if they're bandits, they probably like laid traps or something.
I'd like to keep an eye out on the cabin, but from afar.
Okay. Well, you're about 200 feet away now, and it's still through the woods, so you don't see. You're not in a great view of it. How close do you all want to try to get? First of all, those of you who are not getting real close.
I think we should collectively stay like 80 feet back, maybe, or 60.
Yeah, I'd say 60 is what I would say.
Yeah, sounds good.
That sounds really close.
80 is probably good for you, and I can go.
Is there
closer.
tall grass? Or is it-
The clearing in which the house and like the big shed is pretty packed dirt. Pretty much packed dirt. There's not really grass
right.
growing in the area, and within the trees, there's enough canopy that grass is not really a thing here too much.
Speaking of canopy, Mr. Godsir, how high is it?
The trees,
Yeah, the tree line.
80 feet.
And well, how close can we get while still being in the tree line then?
You could probably the trees end about 60 feet from the house. If you want to be still within the tree line a little bit, you can probably kind of make it a
About
little bit
80
closer.
feet?
Yeah, you could stay
No,
80
I'm
feet
just
and stay
saying.
within the trees. There's these large kind of oak and maple trees that kind of make up this grove.
We just get
Okay.
close to the tree line.
How about,
Right.
80
80
feet back.
feet, yes.
Yes, because we would all precisely know 80 feet from the.
While we're
give or take.
conversing, does it? I mean, because we're conversing, is there any brush movement or anything around us, or?
As you kind of look around, not in your general vicinity that you notice. No.
apart from the, is there like windows to this cabin or?
Yes. So as you look at it, the kind of has a wooden porch that looks fairly kind of weathered. There is a door on the left side of the log cabin, and then there's 2 windows to its right that would kind of look into it. And then past it, up and kind of behind it and to the right is the large building, like shed.
Okay.
Right.
And looking at through, like, kind of looking from where I am at these windows, does it look like there's any like activity inside at the moment? Or?
So as you kind of try to look through the windows, it seems that there are curtains drawn on the inside.
Okay.
One of the windows is busted, however, the glass has been shattered at some point, and there's still a curtain that's kind of like moving a little bit with the airflow, but not enough to open it up and allow sight inside.
I'm gonna try to sneak a bit closer to maybe within, let's say 30 feet. Within 30 feet of the place, I'm gonna sneak a bit closer.
Okay, go make a stealth check for me.
Will do. Ugh. That's a 9.
no.
A
This is where we
9.
die.
So, kind of,
He dies.
so looking.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's the,
All right, that ought to be
the
safe.
test stream all over again.
Starts
Test game.
kind of working your way out of the trees.
I
Trying your best to be quiet.
Can I take a look out for any traps or any like?
Not after the fact.
can I
Okay.
can I
Mhm.
take my bow out and can I like ready a shot just
You
in
can.
case anything goes haywire?
Are you trying
Can
to
I
go?
hide behind a tree?
You can. Are you trying to go directly to the house, or are you trying to like loop around to one of the sides? Wilgan.
I mean, I'm not clearly not doing very well at stealth, so I'd probably going up like right up to the front then,
Okay.
considering that roll.
So yeah, you start kind of
Girl
like
Scout cookies.
walking up to the house, and you just kind of duck down a little bit. It's not so much that you're being stealthy; it's like
My big backpack is kind of like
sticking up.
looking up over. Yeah.
Just, the hell is he doing?
I don't know.
Maybe you should have went.
I don't like it.
I think even I could do better than that.
Usually I'm a lot better.
I'm actually pretty good.
He
at
says from 30 feet away. Usually
That's
I'm a
like
lot better.
All right.
What are you doing?
All seems to be quiet. As you've gotten a little bit closer, now you can see that the porch is kind of rotten, weathered wood, where looks like a few people have like stepped through it by accident. There's also a stack of what look like freshly cut logs on the porch, some small ones that could be used for maybe a cooking fire. There is a little bit of smoke coming up from the chimney.
Identify any sort of movement, like looking in through the windows, any kind of movement.
Well, the windows have
sound.
curtains drawn in front of them, so you can't really see in through that. I mean, one of the windows is busted out. If you wanted to like reach in and like pull back the curtain, you might be able to do so.
That's a bit obvious.
Hello.
And there's no light coming from behind the curtains that I can see. Like Home Alone style, like the shadows of people behind the curtains.
No, you're not seeing
Okay.
anything silhouetted behind it. If there's any light inside, it's not bright enough to light it up against the light of the day outside as well.
Guys, I don't see anything. Maybe we should I go in?
You trying to talk to us? I cannot understand it. He's so far away. Why is it like we can't hear him when he's whispering?
I can see his mouth moving, but
I can't see his mouth moving, but I could definitely see him.
I'm gonna try to. I'll go around to the sides, see if there's anything else I can see there.
for the greatest adventures.
So you're going to go around to the
Yep.
left or right side?
Let's go to the right.
Okay. So as you kind of sneak around the right side of the house, this is the side that the kind of fireplace is on, the stone chimney rises out from. You don't see any windows on this side of the house.
Do I see any holes in the walls? Because
No.
this seems pretty run down. No. Okay.
There are not.
Gaps in the logs. Okay.
Oh, guys, I understand that we're supposed to be like sneaky and all that, but like, just think about it. If what is he doing? What is Wilgan doing? What is he gonna do by himself without us?
He's scouting out the location, and if he gets any information, he'll report back to us.
I mean, but
Aye.
if I can see him,
Right.
probably anybody can see him.
You,
I'll
I know,
take
but
I'll take a
hopefully
look
they're
around the back as well.
inside.
who else is
Okay.
fairly stealthy here?
Around to the back, there are two
I'm pretty
windows
stealthy.
on the back side of the building.
I prefer to be at a distance.
One of them is about 20 feet from the edge, another about 20 feet from the other edge. As you kind of, the rest of you see Will can kind of go up to the back and then kind of like step around the back corner.
Hello.
I'll grab Talon by the shirt or whatever, scruff. Let's go. And I'll start trying to work our way still in the tree line, but just around, circling to where the shed was.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check, please, both of you.
I would like. Yeah. Okay. Following behind. Don't mess me over.
Such a bad roll for me. Oh, God,
Oh man.
Happens.
I know.
17.
It makes it fun.
17, and what was Omar's?
A 19. It was on a 20, then it just flipped to a 14.
Pretty good. So you stay in the trees, but kind of work your way around to the, kind of circling around to the right, and you're able to see a little bit more of the building. From the surroundings, you take it this may be at one time a logger's camp. Within, kind of, not within the building, but in the front of it is a pile of old rotten logs that have been sitting there for far too long to be of any use. The structure itself, go ahead and make both of you a perception check as you kind of now can see kind of into the big shed.
18.
26.
26. Okay. And then Talon?
18.
18. As you kind of look in there, there's some old crates and barrels that are stacked against the back wall. The old equipment that's looks like junk at this point. A wagon that's missing a wheel. And what looks like a little bit of steam or smoke kind of drifting out the top of the out of the top of the opening as if from around the corner inside.
From inside the shed.
Yes.
Can we hear anything?
No, not from here.
Exit inside.
So I'll point it out to Talon. Should we
Aye.
scout out the house to make sure that the thing's in there?
Aye. I think so. But we want to be careful if there's smoke, you know. Probably they're inside.
Let's loop from the back.
Meanwhile, Wilgan, you arrive to the window on the back of the house. Are you having a look in?
Try to like peek a little bit in to see if there's a little gap in the curtains.
Make a perception check. This back window is not drawn as tightly.
Such a bad roll. Oh, I hate my life. That's also a 9.
9.
9.
As you kind of stand up on your tiptoes to look in through this window, you can see a little bit. You can see a kind of a dark room. There's, it's like 4 cots that are in here. Not super organized in different configurations. One's against the wall, one's in front of the window. You don't see any people.
See any supplies, like weapons or food or barrels?
There are some blankets piled into a corner. And kind of sitting on the floor next to it, there is a short sword.
It's just none of the other cots have any sort of weaponry.
No, all of them have like pillows and some like blankets strewn about.
A little teddy bear.
Sure. Little teddy bear.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hop down and I'll waddle my way back to the group. I'll let them know. Okay, there's.
Well, hang on here. You're way on the other side of the house.
Jumping the gun.
Go ahead and make a stealth check as you try to make your way back around and not be caught.
Let's redeem myself.
Another 9.
Hopefully.
No, it's slightly better. 15.
15. Okay. So you kind of go back out from around the corner. and start working your way back down toward the group. As you do that, all's quiet as you make it back to the tree line.
Dead yet? So there's a couple windows around around the house. Most of them have curtains over them, so I couldn't see much. But in the back, there's one window that you looked in. There's a couple of cots, I think around 4. Not much in there. Maybe some, I think a short sword, but a couple of blankets and stuff, but not much. Yeah. What do you guys think we should do? Where's Talon and?
They went to look for you because we could see you until you went around the back, but I don't know if they went the right way. You hear this from behind a tree.
I don't think that they were actually looking for Willigan. I think they were just. All said that all was getting impatient, and then they went. Because, I mean, I wanted to go, but then they went, so like I decided I wouldn't go. But.
Can I take a look around for Talon?
Yeah, well, even with your just kind of perceptive abilities, you can see where Talon and Omar are kind of not too far away.
Okay.
But also watching from the tree line.
Right, so all you saw was just like blankets and a sword. So just people have been here. This is all you got.
Yes. Is this a 2-story house or just a
One
shack?
story?
1 story. Okay.
And you were able to see kind of a small room, maybe 15 or 20 by 30 feet wide. There was a closed door, so you can't see the whole house from that window.
So all I could see, the rest of the windows that I saw were closed up in curtains, and if there was any light, it's pretty dim light, maybe from the stove, but I couldn't see anything inside.
Maybe they're in the other building.
Maybe they're in the other rooms. Is this like who just hangs out in the bedroom?
Or, hear me out. Or like I've heard in stories and stuff, people making underground bases. Maybe it's a rundown shack, never go here. But then like underneath like a carpet or something, they're gonna be like, it's gonna be like a lot.
I mean, they could have put something under one of the cots. I suppose could be possible.
I mean, like imagine like a castle, but like underground.
You think the bandits are in an underground castle?
I mean, it's a possibility. You don't need to. I mean, it's a possibility.
How would they dig out a bunch of bandits? How would they dig out an underground castle?
Can me and Talon start heading back now?
Yeah, you two can
Yeah.
reconvene with the group.
I mean, there's like earthen shelters and like earthen homes, but a castle seems.
So I think they're in a castle on the ground.
Oh my god.
See.
It makes the most logical sense.
There was steam rising from
About
the
now.
floorboards or something.
Exiting out the front door of the house is a human. Currently wearing what looks like leather armor, commoner's attire. He leaves from the front door and is walking over toward the shed. And as you all were kind of talking and kind of hushed down a little bit, he kind of looks over in the direction of the woods. And kind of turns his head and keeps walking toward the shed.
I think we should go to the shed.
While he's going to the shed.
Exactly.
Well, or we go to where he came from, clear that out, and then go to the shed.
Aye, but there might be more people inside there.
There probably are. I saw 4 cots, so there's probably 3 more.
By
people
now,
in
he
that
makes
shed.
it to the shed and kind of enters through the door.
Four cops.
Or maybe.
Kind of takes a step over to the left and you
Aye,
kind of lose sight of him.
Weren't there 4 kind of people working
There
for
were
Keyhole?
We caught 2. That's 1. And so the last one she said
Well,
was a woman.
That's
right?
not really. I
Aye.
mean, logically, Brennick
would
could have
stay.
lived in town.
I know, but if Brennick would be staying in town, he's one of the 4, then there's the 3, and then there's her.
I think
Oh.
it'd be wise to do
Damn,
either
didn't
or.
decide up.
It's a gamble at this point, so. Whatever
I
you feel.
vote
We're
for
sh- if we're sure-
house.
I'm with Audrey.
What's it gonna be?
A house,
The
it
shed.
is, I guess.
House it is.
I mean,
Okay, let's.
they're both buildings
easily
with
check
who knows
out the
what
shed
inside.
after. We can check out the shed later.
Alright. So when we enter the door, are we just body checking in, or like?
Me.
So we surround it. Some of us go to the front, some of us go to the back, so no one can get out, except for this underground castle.
Oh, I volunteer for the back.
Can you say help take the front?
I'll go with Theo.
I'd like to break down a door if I can.
You can break
Well,
down
you
the front
break
door.
down the door if you
Maybe
want.
not,
Break down the front door.
maybe not be that loud, maybe, and wait.
Maybe I open up.
Maybe break the door after we catch the
He's
bandits.
probably gonna come back, so we need
Okay.
to hurry.
All right, well, let's go.
So,
Alright,
all
let's
right.
go
So, who's going to what part of the house? We've got Adri going to the front door, ready to break it in.
I'm going to the front with Bo at the ready.
Okay,
I'll go.
Talon's also going to the front.
I'm
I'll go to
also
the back.
keeping kind of like keeping an eye on the shed as well, just in case he comes back.
Okay. Most of your focus
I'll-
is probably on the
I'll go
door.
to the front.
Yeah, most of them focus on the door, but kind of like
Marcus also kind of going to the front. We've got Theodore working his way around to the back.
I'll follow Theo.
Where's
Wilgen, yeah.
Wilgen?
Wilgen's also going to the back.
Okay.
If I can, yeah. I'll probably go to
Other
this
side,
window.
yeah.
So you kind of start
Oh no, I would we would have stayed on that side.
sandwiching the house.
Yeah.
So on the back, there's two windows.
Alright.
The one that Wilgen had looked in, he kind of points it out, like right there. There's cots in there. The other one, no one's looked into.
Yeah.
Now, Adri, you make it up to that front door. We've lost Adri.
Andrew drops dead.
His head's gone.
He rolled
His head has
too
fallen
high
off.
on stealth. We can't even see him.
Oh my god. So.
Oh wait, is he actually not there?
Now he's back.
Sorry.
Alright. All right. So Adri, you make your way up to the front door.
I look back and do like a, and I kick it down.
As you kick in the
Draw a
door,
bow.
completely startling the human who's there at the cook stove, currently working with a couple pots and pans. As you hear it break down. Dang it, Breddick! You're not Breddick.
I kind of look back, panic. I'm a friend of Brennick. I'm
Roll
Hey.
deception.
Jigs up.
Ro-
Jigs up. Let's just.
Roll deception check.
Medic. Good old medic.
Oh god, this
Bennett.
is
Medic.
that's an 8.
Kicking at a door. Such a
I don't know any Breddick. You broke the.
I'm assuming
I'm
we
sorry.
heard
Oh yeah.
I was
Is that a female, a male or female at the start?
It's male.
Or?
A male.
Male. Oh god, we're
I-
missing a
I'm
female.
sorry, I didn't mean to break down the door. I'm really, where I come from, I'm really accustomed to using feet as, this
Can
is
I
not
jump
how
through
I
the window
imagined
that's
it.
I'm gonna like
See-
go in.
So we've got
behind
Omar like
and,
leaping in through the window
arms up.
into the back room where the
I'm
cots are.
I'm gonna start to waddle my way to this building and then, sorry, to the window to the left and then
Okay.
try to climb it through there.
It's closed. I mean, it's closed
bow
glass.
drawn and everything. At this male, just like arms up.
At this point, I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
We are talking our way out of this.
That was.
We were talking our way out of this.
Yes. Oh, you're beautiful. You dice are beautiful. Mwah.
I'm
I adore you.
gonna use a different dice because this one's rolling too well and I'm getting anxious that it might be weighted. Well, okay.
This one's rolling well, and I'm going with it. I'm sticking with it.
I think I've been rolling too well. That die might be messed up. but I rolled another
Oh,
one,
my favorite
and I rolled a
vegetable.
natural 1, so I think I found a good balance.
Good job.
Because the
I
first one
rolled
was a
a
natural
19
20.
plus 3.
Wilgan initiative.
Plus 4, actually.
Initiative is 12.
Theodore.
10.
Omar.
Damn it. 4.
One
Adri.
above, 6 above.
6.
Marcus.
14.
Hey, and your camera's working now. Talon.
T3.
I'm good.
What was that again, Talon?
23.
23. All right, got it. So, as he's kind of looking, and Talon, you have first action here.
Right, arms up. Bandit.
And you're going in through the door.
Yeah, through the door, bow drawn, and that, just kind of like aiming, like directly for him, just trying to full on just be like, arms up, let's go. Like, you're
He
coming
looks
with us.
real startled at the moment. Are you holding an attack, or what are you doing with?
I'm gonna hold my attack in order to basically shoot off if he looks like he's gonna get hostile with us, but I'm just expecting him to come willingly. Well, not willingly, but no other choice.
Okay, so far we've had both Talon and Adri kind of broke in through the door. However,
FBI, open up.
as that happens, from the direction of the shed, an arrow through the air in the direction of Marcus, who is kind of trailing behind and going through the door.
Oh, great.
Let's say 24 to hit.
That hits.
As that deals 6 piercing damage, and you kind of
-3,
-3.
because heavy armor master.
Oh, very nice. So dealing 3 piercing damage,
Yeah.
Love that.
Fun
feat.
time.
and then you immediately look over and see the person who fired the arrow. You look over and another human. She appears to be wearing kind of light leather armor that has red kind of stitching over what looks like regular commoner's attire. Her face is
Keyhole.
partly hidden by a red bandana. Has kind of brownish hair and green eyes. What you can see of her face has kind of sharp, angular features. And the stare that she gives you as she sent that arrow, it's like looking directly into you. It's very intense. And no sooner are you kind of recovering from that as she pulls another arrow, one fluid motion, sends it in your direction. That's a 20 to hit.
God, yeah, that hits.
That one deals 5 piercing damage, -3 for 2.
Yep. Okay.
And then she kind of ducks back behind the corner. Marcus.
All right. I'm gonna make a beeline for the shed, I guess.
Okay.
There's one guy in there. I'm gonna use my action to dash towards the shed. So
How much movement do you have?
Yep. With a dash, 60 feet.
So as you take off running toward the shed, you get about halfway there with your just kind of sprinting in that direction. With that, we are to Wilgan, who you're messing with the window, and you're able to kind of work it open. Like, oh, there we go. Climbing, getting in through it. You find yourself in what looks like it's being used as a kind of makeshift office. There's a desk in the room. A couple of what look like 5 different stacks of coins kind of being divvied out and counted, as well as some other gear and other items that are scattered around.
Do I hear any of the commotion that's going on in front other than?
You heard a couple. You heard a little bit of noise from around front. You heard the door being broke down. You heard Talon shout, but that's about the extent of it.
Okay. I'll start quickly. I'll take the gold if I can. I'll put it in my bag, and I'll.
That's your action.
Can I? That's my action. Okay. Hold
Yep.
on. What can I do as? Let me just check something for cutting action. Yeah, and I'm just gonna cutting action hide in like a corner somewhere. Just in
Okay,
case.
make a stealth check.
Sure.
Kind of duck
I got
behind the
nothing else
desk
to do.
as you kind of duck behind the desk in the corner of the room.
Vindicated. 21.
21. You're confident that nobody in this little room with the closed door is going to see you.
Just in case anyone opens it, then I'll.
Theo.
So the room that Omar jumped in, there wasn't anybody in.
Bunch of cots.
Yeah. Okay. And I see one Marcus running that way.
You do?
Yeah, I'm gonna move. Like I'm gonna stay where I was with Omar in the back of the building.
Yeah, duck
But I'm
around
gonna
the
be
corner.
looking in the direction that Marcus is running, and in the hopes that he's not bright or doesn't see me. I'm going to hold a zap to fire. No, I'm not. I'm just going to clench my staff, and if anybody gets near me, I will hit them. But in the meantime, I'm just hanging out in the back of the building.
Got it. With that, the turn is up for the kind of bandits. The one in the room. Okay. Okay. Like looking at both Adri and Tal, all this happening. Fine with me. However, from the direction of the shed, another bandit
Okay, here we go.
makes his way out. This one has a short sword in one hand and a shield, and he's going to kind of position himself in such a way with a fairly large shield to kind of shield the opening of the door. And you see as you're kind of approaching, running that direction, looks like he's trying to provide cover for the one that had shot you earlier.
Okay.
Adri.
Aha! I'm actually not Bedgin or whatever. I'm Adri Thessel, and I've deceived you. Put your hands behind your back.
Oh.
And I'll manacle him.
Yeah, so you can walk over and apply manacles.
You really deceived him, bud.
Omar.
That's it.
Okay, so what's his face? Marcus got shot over there.
You're not aware of it, but yes.
I'm not aware. Yeah.
As you're kind of in this
Well, I'll
back
just
room,
go
there's all these
through-
cots. There's also a doorway that's closed to the rest of the house.
Oh yeah, I'll go through the doorway, open it, see what I see.
Yeah, you see Adri applying manacles to this bandit behind his back who is cooking on the stove. Looks like some sort of meat.
Okay, then I will head out the front door, see what I can see.
Out the front door, you see Marcus sprinting toward the shed, an arrow kind of wound on one side of him, and you see another one of the bandits holding a shield and shielding behind him, who you would assume would be the bandit leader with her bow. And
Alright, I will use the dash action to get as close to them as Omarly possible.
all right, how much extra movement speed does that give you?
That gives me 40 more feet.
So you can catch almost up to Marcus. So you're running. He's running at full speed, and you're like right up with him. Does that end your turn?
That'll be my turn.
Talon.
Seeing that this is being dealt with, I am going to head out.
You walk out the front door and see both Marcus and Omar running in the direction of the shed.
Can I see the woman and the guy?
You can, yeah. He's kind of providing cover with a shield, and she's behind him with her bow, knocking another arrow.
Would I be able to use my bow and try and get a clear shot off on the guy?
On the guy holding the shield?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and take a shot at him. No! Okay, that's a 12.
12 misses it. Goes past his defensive stance with his shield. It just kind of impacts the shield and breaks the arrow. Does that end your turn?
Unfortunately, it unless there's something. Oh, I am going to actually. I just kind of like wait. Unless that's no, it has a range, so I can actually get that. Can I throw out my hand, almost like pointing at the guy, and I would like to hunter's mark him.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh.
Hunter's mark applied. And now, the bandit leader is up as she kind of pulls out another arrow, kind of looking at the situation here. This person with his heavy armor charging in, this other carrying a quarterstaff, but she kind of gives a bit of a grin seeing someone else with a bow. And she kind of aims in the direction of the person wielding the bow. And releases an arrow. Say 25 to hit.
It's a little, you know.
As she deals 6 piercing damage.
Uh-huh.
Immediately knocking another arrow, and this time aiming for
I'm gonna have to...
this time aiming for the kind of one with the sword and the heavy armor.
That's a 20 for my con save, so hunter's
Oh,
mark
for
is
Hunter's
still up.
Mark. That's right. Yeah, it's still up. The natural 20 on the arrow aimed at Marcus. She's rolling really well.
Yeah, I'm getting my
That-
good
yeah, that
guy
hits.
back out.
Dealing
Ouch.
10 piercing damage reduced by your heavy armor.
Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie.
And with
Yikes.
that, she just kind of like keeps her cover behind the kind of shield bearer. Gets ready to knock another arrow, but Marcus, you are up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Do I have to use a dash to get up to this guy?
Uh,
Or
no, you can get up to him.
okay, so just running normally, gonna go up and then axe him.
Okay, as he's holding the shield in this kind of defensive posture, go ahead and make an attack roll at disadvantage, as he was taking the dodge action.
That's just great. Okay, that's a 14 plus 6, so 20.
20 to hit. That does hit.
Alright, that's the wrong dice. 4 plus 6 is 10
10 damage. Very nice. So, even with his shield and his really defensive stance, you bring down your axe in his direction, and the shield's not able to prevent it as he takes a pretty nasty wound. Does that end your turn?
Yes. For now.
All right, Wilgan.
All right, Wilgan. Assuming that no one's probably going to come in, he's going to start looking around the document, seeing if there's anything interesting, or at least anything, as well as anything that he might recognize as tradescraft or what other people would recognize.
Make
as
an investigation
thieves'
check.
cant. Okay, because he can use cant. Oh God. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Aside from the coins and the...
Yeah, for a 4.
Oh, don't you get to re-roll those?
Oh yeah, I do. Thank you very much.
Halflings.
That's still pretty bad. That is an 8.
8. So having a look around, aside from the coin and a few kind of odd items, there's a dagger and there's some arrows. That's about all you...
Dagger? The dagger and the arrows.
Okay. 20 arrows over there.
Okay.
Theodore.
All right,
Dagger and
seeing
arrows.
the action going down in front of me and realizing that I maybe should contribute, he's going to just quietly to himself whisper some arcane words and wave his hand a little in front of him, and then gesture out with a jolt of electric energy, using zap on the shield holder.
Okay.
I was going to use Witch Bolt till I realized it was a sustained arc of lightning. I don't want that. 11 plus... Probably doesn't even hit. 11 plus 7 is 18.
18 does just hit.
Okay.
And as this lightning arcs out, kind of with this metal shield, roll damage.
And it's a d8, which is 6. So 6 lightning damage. And then as soon as I do it, I move back.
Kind
a
of-
bit to kind of hide behind the building, hoping that nobody.
Yep. And with that jolt,
That.
it kind of shocks him a bit with the metal shield. He does drop the shield on the ground as well. It's like,
Actually, I would have used my full
Marcus
movement.
is
I would
just
have
staring at
completely
this
just
like, what the hell?
ran away behind the building on the
Okay.
left side, like the complete other side of it.
and with that, the bandits are up. The one that's in the house with Adri, he's like, so, who are you? Where? He's real confused and just kind of nervous. The other one, who just dropped his shield, is like, what the heck? He hurry up and picks his shield back up again and kind of gets back in his defensive posture. Adri.
Well, you might have heard of me. I'm Adri Thistle. You know, the weird tap. No, you're bad. Stay there. And that's it.
He reacts. I'm staying here. I'm staying here. Omar.
Yes, I will use all of my movement to get closer to them, but kind of at an angle.
Okay.
And then I will take my darts out of my side pouch, and I will start throwing them at the man with the shield hero. If you will.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll for the dart.
Right. Good die, because screw this encounter. Well, my good die rolled a natural 1, so apparently it's not a good die. I was wrong.
Clank.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't have anything for a bonus, so I suppose that's my turn.
All right. Next up is Talon.
Just kind of like, I'm like determined to like injure this guy now, as I just kind of like get another arrow, fire it off towards
At the
him.
shield person or the
Shield
archer
guy.
taking? Okay, at the shield guy. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
That is plus 8, 16 plus 8,
Oh
24.
yeah. Oh yeah, that hits.
And I get to do an extra d6 of damage because of my hunter's mark. So it's a d8, which does 8 plus 4 plus a d6, which does 4. So 8 plus 8, 16 damage.
Your instincts as a hunter taking over. You thread this arrow directly in, and it goes right in, just kind of to the right of his shoulder. It's like, through and out the other side as he falls forward, dead.
Oh yeah.
But I would also, seeing as he fell to, I think I would use my bonus action in order to move my hunter's mark to her.
All right.
There's like a glint in Talon's eye of just a pure hunter's instinct.
And she is up now. And she kind of looks down and then up. And gives you a bit of a nod before releasing an arrow in your direction. It's a 17 to hit.
That hits me.
That deals 4 piercing damage.
4? Okay, I'll take that.
She,
Not
Grab-
looking so good. I will roll a con save.
yeah, for Hunter's Mark.
That's cocked. That's cocked. Can I please just roll normal dice? Okay, that's an 18 plus
18, yeah, it's still up. As she takes another arrow, and again sends this one in the direction of Marcus.
Would you not disadvantage that close?
You're not technically in
Okay.
melee with her, so it would not be. Once you actually close the gap, because between you and her was the shield bearer, so you've still got a gap between you, mechanically. But that does hit, dealing 5 piercing, reduced to 2. And seeing now, being a bit
I'm so happy for
a
my
bit
feats.
outnumbered, she does take off this direction to the east, running as fast as she can across the front of the building. And that's going to end her turn. Marcus.
Dash dash over to her.
Okay, yeah, taking off running.
I'm gonna.
She's
dash
faster
on
than you
over,
are, but because of the kind of the distance and kind of taking attacks during her turn, you are able to close the gap and get right up there.
and then I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to kind of like turn the momentum from the running into just an axe attack as I'm going in.
All right, make the attack roll.
Yeah. Yeah. God. That is a 13 to hit.
13 does not.
Yeah, would have guessed. But that's me.
Okay, next up is Wilgan.
That investigation check I did earlier. Is that
Yeah.
if I wanted to look for
You feel
'cause
like
I
you've done a
still-
pretty good search of the room.
okay.
You made your best effort to search.
I will poke my head out of the door leading into the main room.
Okay, yeah, you see Adri and one of the bandits there.
We're all good. I'll kind of jog my way into.
The bandit kind of
other-
looks like another one.
Hello.
How many of you are there?
I'll jog my way into this other room.
You see a bunch of cots as you kind of take a left turn into the other back room of the cabin, the one that you had looked in through the window earlier.
That would have just been movement, I believe. So, remembering that incredibly unlikely tale that I heard earlier about underground castles, I'm going to try to look around for any hidden.
Start feeling
trap
around,
doors.
looking for trapdoors. Make an investigation check.
Alright. Investigation. That is a 11.
11? Start
Yep.
that process. Theodore.
I'm so far away because I'm a big coward. Theodore would just move down here. Let's fight. Like he would move down towards the front of the cabin, still far away from the shed where everyone else is, but where he could see Talon.
Yeah, so you kind of wrap around the other side. Talon is there with her bow and kind of some pretty rough-looking injuries.
Oh man, you look pretty rough. Well, I secured the perimeter in the back. I'll keep a lookout here. I got your back.
And he's just gonna look the other way, just making sure
Just
nothing is coming.
Get her.
I can't reach her.
She's far. That's my turn.
Next up is the bandit, who the one inside is not taking any sort of hostile actions. He is just there, just chilling. Adri.
Man, what brought you to be a bandit? You don't seem that mad or mean. Like you're just making some food.
Well, it didn't make enough money farming and paid more coin.
I mean, but like you gotta think about other people, man. I mean, I'm a farmer. I do farming things.
Do you?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just down the farm on the north end of the taps. The Webbs, you know the Webbs?
Oh, I know, old man Webb. I tried to
Yeah.
get a job at his place, but he wasn't hiring. And while
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
he's
going,
been listening.
while this is going on, Omar.
I will use
Dr.
my
Ashley.
action to dash because I used all my key points fighting the one dude.
So yeah,
So I'm
taking
going
off
to
running,
dash.
you're also able to close the distance between you and the
Yes.
bandit.
And I'd like to. I should be able to then defeat. I'd like to position around in front of her.
Yeah, to kind of block
Stop
progress.
her. Yeah, playing goalie with her. Yeah. That's my turn.
Talon.
Okay, gonna run up as far as I can with whilst like drawing another arrow. Seeing that she's kind of been stopped, I'm just draw my arrow, hunter's mark, staying on, and if there's a way for me to angle the shot that I'm not going to just kill her,
Not
I'm
unranged.
gonna. Yeah. Okay.
Them's melee
Ah!
features.
Oh well. Just fire off the shot anyway.
Oh lord.
How much to hit?
I'm only not. That's a 17 plus 8.
That hits.
Oh no.
8 plus 4 plus 6. So that's 18.
18. So a
Max roll.
arrow. And with that, she just reacts, dropping her bow on the ground. Fine. Fine.
From the distance you hear, we did it!
Get it?
And with that, unless anybody else is making a further attack, you are out of combat.
Omar French flips off Theo.
Marcus will manacle the bandit lady.
How'd you find us?
The one with the bow there? He's quite good at
Talon's-
doing other things.
Talon's making its way over.
Kind of looks over. If nothing
Shouldn't mess
else,
with the hunter.
I can acknowledge when someone has skill.
That's can I.
You know what I realized earlier? You know, we captured, as I'm putting on manacles on her, we captured Reddick, but we didn't frisk him for gold. I mean, I'm pretty poor. These people are bad people. I don't have any reservations
Are we
taken.
really gonna do that? Are we gonna do?
I mean, I'm not going to hunt down the people they stole from.
Well, I may be
It's
able to
gold.
tell you of quite a store of gold. In trade for my freedom, you can take them. I'll disappear.
Oh God, no. What? No.
How much gold you
You're
talking?
in no position to. No, I'm not that poor. God, look at my clothing. I
Well,
mean,
suit
come on.
yourself.
How much gold you
Wait.
talking?
Well, more than any of you make in a decade.
Put a number to it. Interest me.
Yeah, somewhere in the ballpark of 50.
That's intriguing.
Just out of curiosity,
Like,
even though
the
I'm not there,
talent
but how much gold
and
did I
looks
just
are-
rake off the table? Would I be able
You
to-
would have, now that
If
you have a
any.
couple of seconds to count it, you'd probably find 6 gold pieces total. It's in kind of copper and silver. Around 50.
Just being.
Is that enough for you sell
Does
swords?
she seem like she's being truthful?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Would I be able to do that too? Just
You said it first.
Okay, yeah, true.
Oh, I hate that I said it first.
Go on, man.
Oh, that's 19 plus 1.
Woo!
Dirty 20, let's go.
Yes, go love a dirty 20.
Marcus the Insightful, who would have guessed?
I'm gonna message you something.
Certainly not
Oh.
Marcus.
No, definitely not.
Could have just peeked in the house in the meantime. They caught the lady. You could bring that guy outside.
I mean, yeah, okay. You wanna step up a second? I mean, are those manacles too tall? I can loosen the manacles a bit. Just
Don't loosen the manacles.
I mean, I'll put them on really tight because I thought he was like a bad person. He's not that bad. I mean, I'm just gonna loosen them.
So, Old
pretty
Man
sure
Webb,
they've killed people.
you think Old Man Webb has an opening? I wouldn't mind. I heard he pays decent
You
for...
know, actually, I think he might soon because I was thinking about leaving, and I'm like one of the only ones left.
Could you put in a good word for me?
I definitely could. Honestly, just promise me one. You just don't do this stuff. Like honestly.
Well,
this is
that's
bad for
fine
you,
with
bro.
me. I just was in it for the coin. If Old Man Webb's got an opening, I'd be glad to take it. I mean, is it... What kind of work is it?
I mean, there's a lot of different things. You do a little bit with the animals. You like
Oh, I
feed
like
them in the
animals.
mornings. And then.
Well, I'm an early
you
morning
know,
kind of
it-
person.
You know, I mean, it does sound like a perfect job.
It
for you.
does.
I'm just saying.
Well, I'll take it.
Hopefully it's open. Hopefully it's open after you go to jail.
Jail.
Theo's just gonna walk toward the others.
I mean, okay. I'm not leaving the room yet. What bad have you actually done? Have you just have you been one of the people that like attacks them?
Well, usually I'm the one who's here cooking and kind of helping out around. They're teaching me to use a bow.
There's nothing wrong with just cooking. Like, come on, it's not. You didn't do anything bad. As long as you just admit to like what you have done and be 100% honest, I'm sure that you're gonna be able not go to jail. You'll be fine. You're just. It's like if your friend commits murder, it's not you. You're not committing murder, so it's like you're fine.
Well,
Nice words.
And everybody else is kind of gathering together. So you're going to take me up on that 50 gold offer?
First things first, I want to know if there are any more
Well-
yet.
Well, if you took in the two that were out on patrol,
And land.
got those. One, you've killed this one. One in the house, and there's me. The entire gang. Should be
Do I
proud of
trust her?
yourself.
I kind of. Do I trust her? Do I trust her no more?
I'll allow another insight check.
Just want to make sure I know more.
Okay.
Well, that was a 2, so. Yeah, you see.
I
I mean, hard.
Right.
She's hard to read.
Yeah, Marcus giving her a bit of a set. Just a curious glance. Say if we were to believe you, how can we be sure that you're not leading us falsely?
You can't.
What security do we have?
You have none. But the promise of those
What if
types
you
of
were to-
riches. Well,
What if you were to take us to where we can get this gold?
then you would take
And
the
then we'll let
gold.
you go after.
Then you'd take the gold and still turn me